Let's talk passing. There's been a lot more online presence with videos and commentary on passing in motorsports, and I think that's great. And the reason is that in motorsports, where we're looking at the track day environment, and I want to differentiate between the track day environment and the racing environment. In the track day environment, having been to literally thousands of track days on the car world and the bike world, having co-owned a track day company, passing is still the biggest issue that we have, whether it's people having disagreements, people getting hurt. Yeah, passing is a big deal. So I'm really glad to see that passing has come a little bit more to the forefront and people are talking about it. So I wanted to introduce a little something on a video where in this particular video, it's not going to be long, but I'm going to show you where my thought process is when I'm passing. And I take this thought process with me, even in a racing environment, because we have to look at sort of your return on your passing investment. And the other part of it is we also have to look at where the pass is going to happen, which we're going to get into. So on the racing side, you think, well, okay, in the racing side, it's not that big of a deal. We just pass where we got to pass. Yeah, and actually that's true. That's true. I do think in racing, every opportunity, every place on the track is an opportunity to pass. But you have to remember that you're typically racing against people in the same size vehicle you're on, right? So you're kind of classed together. And a lot of times when you end up racing, most of the time you're racing against people that are very similar in lap time and honestly in some skill that you have. So it really evens things out. What we're talking about here is more in the track day environment where people that have not only different, there's a bigger speed disparity, but also skill disparity. So that's really what I wanted to focus in on. And car guys, you're looking at this thinking, okay, this is a bike video, doesn't pay attention to me. I'll tell you, I've been in 24 hours Lemons races where this is every corner. So yeah, I mean, this is something to pay attention to. So we're really going to look at just half a lap here and what my thought process is. So yeah, let's just dive into it and go. Here we go. So this is the Ridge at a track day, and this is a group at a track day at the Ridge. And as I come into turn 6, my first thought is, I see these riders ahead of me. So I see these riders ahead of me and I'm taking note, okay, how quickly am I passing them? So am I passing them quickly am I coming up to them quickly? How many of them are there? But now my thought process is, where is the pass going to be? I'm not going to pass these riders in this coming turn 6. The pass is going to be more than likely in turn 7 or turn 8 or 9 or 10. So I have to start thinking about lining that up. Where's the pass going to be? And I'm prepping my brain for that, thinking instead of thinking I just have to get by all of them as quickly as possible. Because I also have to remember it's a track day. My expectation is I'm never going to have a clear lap. I'm never going to have the perfect lap for a lap time. If it happens, great. But that is not my expectation. If I want that, I will go race, right? Racing is where I can have open track. I can qualify, whatever it might be, not in this environment. So part of it is setting the appropriate expectations. All right, so coming into 6, realize that turn 6, a big 180-degree corner. And yeah, your first thought is, okay, well, yeah, let's just get around this guy, right? And here we've got somebody that's going at a good pace. And it'd be really easy to say, okay, yeah, I'm just going to get around this guy on the outside. No problem. Well, a couple of things we have to remember is, one, we have to assume that this rider is going to use the track appropriately. We have to assume that. They may not happen, but we have to assume that. He does not know that I'm behind him. So by me trying to pass on the outside, one, I've got to start adding speed, start adding lean angle towards the exit of a corner. And that's not necessarily the best return on my risk investment. Not only that, we know that turn 7 coming up over here that's now going to become the entry if I try to be the outside. This rider, I have to assume this rider is going to use all the track, or he may or may not, but I have to assume that. He doesn't know I'm there. So by me trying to go around the outside of him puts not only myself in a bad position, it puts him in a bad position. So here, I need to get more information. So, yep, there's that other rider, right? So if I had tried to make that pass, the only thing that would have happened is I would have run right into the back of this guy. So yeah, that wouldn't have worked as well. And now I would have accelerated hard, and now I have to slow back up. I've lost the opportunity to get by both of them cleanly. So coming into turn 8, at this point, I'm going to assume, based on where this rider's at and based on where this rider's at, that they're going to open up turn 8. Well, that's great. That gives me the opportunity then to come down the inside of 8 and pass them when they're going away from me. But more importantly, I'm more straight up and down, right? So car, bike, if I can have less steering wheel angle or less lean angle, I can accelerate deeper because I'm more straight up and down, and I can use more brake because I'm straight up and down. This is simply a position, right? This is about position, me getting ahead of them, not about lap time. So I want to put myself in the best possible position to do that. So again, we're going to come down here, let them open that up, and now I've got plenty of room to pass. They're not even close to me. And if you look at the overall time, if I tried to sweep around the outside of them, where again, danger is going to happen because they're coming towards me, I'm actually spending more time doing that with more risk than simply going up the inside here. Okay, coming out of turn 8, I see the rider ahead of me. First thing I notice is he's missed the apex. That to me is a signal that says he may not have consistent bike placement, right? So apex is here, he's here. That is signaling to me he may not hit the next apex when I want to be able to pass him. It hasn't proven to me that yet, but that's the information that he's telling me. So I can't trust what he's doing. So if I assume something, that could get me in trouble. So I want to be able to pass this person in the safest way possible and not add risk to him or add risk to me. So coming up into turn 9, and this is very fast part of the ridge, he gets a great apex here. And you're thinking, okay, well, that's, you caught him super, you caught him super easily, no problem. I'll just buzz around the outside of this guy. Well, we know that we want to exiting a corner, we're going to use all the track on the exit. Well, if he uses all the track on the exit, then it's going to become, again, a collision course. He does not know that I'm there. And if I try to sweep around the outside of him, one, I'm adding speed on the outside of a corner where I'm going to have to run more lean angle. That's not great. And for me to try to get by him, it's going to spook him, and I'm going to run out of racetrack very, very quickly. He's coming towards me. Realize that. Okay, let's talk about that, right? He's going to use all the track. He's coming that way, and I'm trying to get around the outside of him. Not great. And again, you think about, you think about this in time, right? So if he comes around, if he exits this corner and I can't get around him, I've got to shut off the throttle and then get back behind him and make the pass. Instead, I'm going to spend the extra literally half a second here, letting him clear off, and then it's an easy pass, right? He's going away from me. I'm not going to spook him, and I can actually carry really good speed up into the next section. Not lost a lot of time. Those we know, the lap time is really not what it's about. So you have to think about that, right? Where are you going to have the biggest return on your risk as well as your time? And thinking about where the pass is going to happen. So we're going to skip ahead here a little bit. We're going to come up the front straightaway. And coming up the front straightaway at the ridge, I've got another rider in front of me. I see this and I'm like, okay, cool, right? He's entering pretty well. He fades into the corner a little bit, but not triple. And off of his apex. Again, that tells me I can't trust where he's necessarily going to be. So if I try to make an outside pass on the guy, I can't trust that he's not going to run me off the track. Just as I can't trust that he may pinch me down if I try to, pass him too early. He's got a good apex there. He accelerates really well, right? I start to catch him in this thing. So you're thinking, okay, well, this is an easy pass, right? Just go around the outside of him. And right, I'll just go around the outside of him, super easy pass. Couple things there, right? This one goes where here, we want to open up between 1 and 2. We may not use all the track, but I don't know that, right? I know that he's not necessarily on his apexes. He's not 100% predictable. So if that's the case, I can't trust that he's not going to run me off the edge of the track. And if I'm trying to run around the outside of him in a sketchy spot, yeah, not a good place to pass. I'm adding risk by adding speed. I'm adding lean angle, and I've got this thing where I basically have to run around the outside of him in a pretty dangerous area. So instead, I'll just take this millisecond, and then I see these not quite where he needs to be. He picks the bike up, and then it's a free, easy pass up the inside where he's going away from me. That didn't take an extra, few tenths of a second off my lap time. Really, really easy. So in this passing video, I just wanted to highlight the way that I'm looking at passing and the way that we can improve passing, whether it's at a car day, whether it's at a bike day, doesn't matter, right? How we can read what's going on and how you can look at your risk versus your return and keep basically everybody safer and in the sport. So quick passing video. There you go.